Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Divedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Which of the following statement is not correct regarding the western disturbances? It is an extratropical storm originating in the Mediterranean region, which is correct. It is associated with rainfall, snowfall and fog in northern India. B, the second statement is also correct. It is important for the development of the kharif crop in the northern subcontinent. So as we know that rabi crops are mostly in prevalence during the time of western disturbances. So C becomes incorrect and D is correct. The correct answer is option C, of course. Western disturbances, which are labeled as an extra-tropical storm, originates in the Mediterranean. It is an area of low pressure. It brings sudden showers, snow and fog in northwest India. In the term extratropical storms refer to low pressure areas. Extratropical means outside the tropics, and as the WD, that is western disturbances, originates outside the tropical regions, the word extratropical has been associated with them. It is associated with rainfall, snowfall and fog in northern India. It arrives with rain and snow in Pakistan and northern India. The moisture which WDs carry with them comes from Mediterranean Sea and or from the Atlantic Ocean. It brings winter and pre-monsoon rain and is part for the development of the rabi crops in northern subcontinent. The WD disturbances travel from western to the eastern direction, and these travel eastwards on high altitude westerly jet streams, massive ribbons of fast winds traversing the earth from west to east. Moving on, with reference to the International Labour Organization, consider the following statements. It is a tripartite UN agency and it releases the annual World Employment and Social Outlook Trends Report. As we have to select the correct statement, both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. According to the ILO World Employment and Social Outlook Trends 2022, global unemployment is projected to stand at 207 million in 2022. This is 21 million more than in 2019 before the novel coronavirus disease pandemic began. The ILO is the only tripartite United Nations agency, and that is since the year 1919. It became the first specialized agency of UN in 1946. The principal means of action of the ILO is the setting up of the international labour standards in the form of conventions and recommendation. Moving on, recommendations are non-binding in nature, and it releases the annual World Employment and Social Outlook Trends Report. Moving on, consider the following statements. Guru Ravidas was a mystic poet saint of Bhakti movement. Amrit Bani is the Granth of Ravidasiya religion. As we have to select the correct statement, both the statements are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Guru Ravidas was a mystic poet saint of the Bhakti movement from the 15th to 16th century and founded the Ravidasiya religion. His devotional songs made an instant impact on the Bhakti movement, and around 41 of his poems were included in Guru Granth Sahib, the religious text of the Sikhs. The Ravidasiyas are a Dalit community, and Dera Sachkhand Bhallan is their largest Dera with 20 lakh followers worldwide. Once closely connected with Sikhism, the Dera severed these decades-old ties in 2010 and announced that they would follow the Ravidasiya religion. From 2010, the Dera Sachkhand Bhallan started replacing the Guru Granth Sahib with its own Granth, Amrit Bani, carrying 200 hymns of Guru Ravidas in Ravidasiya temples and Gurudwaras. Moving on, consider the following statements. Technotex India is a flagship event organized by the Ministry of Textiles for the promotion of technical textile. India is the largest technical textile exporter in the world. We have to select the correct statement. First is correct, second is not. Option A is the correct answer. Recently, the Ministry of Textiles cleared 20 strategic research projects worth Rs 30 crores in the areas of specialty fibers and geotextiles. The program under which it was done was National Technical Textile Mission. Technotex India is a flagship event organized by the Ministry of Textiles in collaboration with the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, comprising of exhibition, conferences and seminars. It has the participation of stakeholders from across the globe in the same sector. Technical textiles are functional fabrics that have applications across various industries, including automobiles, civil engineering and construction and agriculture as well. And the growth of tech textiles is in India gaining momentum in the past 5 years, currently growing at 8% per annum. The aim is to hasten the growth to 15 to 20% range during the next 5 years. USA, Western Europe, China and Japan are the big players. The biggest players actually, 20 to 40% is their share. With reference to Central Bureau of Investigation, consider the following statements. CBI can suo motu take up investigation of offences only in the Union Territories. The Supreme Court and High Courts can order CBI to investigate in crime only with the consent of the concerned state government. And we have to see which of the statements is correct. Now, option A is correct, 1 is correct, 2nd is not. Option A is the correct answer. Recently, the CBI has arrested the director of state-run gas corporation GAIL in a bribery case. Talking about the cases handled by CBI, anti-corruption crimes for investigating the cases under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 for economic crimes or financial crimes, bank frauds, money laundering, illegal money market operation, graft in PSUs and banks are also taken care of. Then we have special crimes such as serious cases of conventional nature, offences related to internal security, espionage, narcotics, psychotropic substances, dacoities, robberies, cheating. For suo motu, CBI can take up investigation of offences only in the Union Territories. The central government can authorize CBI to investigate in a crime in a state, but only with the consent of the concerned state government, and the SCs and HCs, however, can order CBI to investigate a crime anywhere in the country without the consent of the state. With reference to Financial Action Task Force, consider the following statements. It is an intergovernmental body established under the United Nations Organization. Its secretariat is located at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development headquarters, and at present no country is under FATF's blacklist. So we have to select the correct statement. First and third are incorrect, second is correct. The correct answer is option B. The Financial Action Task Force is established to set standards and promote effective implementation of legal, regulatory and operational measures for combating money laundering, terrorist financing and other related threats to the integrity of international financial system. It is an intergovernmental body established in 1989 during the G7 summit in Paris. Its secretariat is located at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development headquarters in Paris. Countries known as non-cooperative countries or territories are put in the blacklist. These countries support terror funding and money laundering activities, and the FATF revises the blacklist regularly, adding or deleting entries. There are 2 countries on the blacklist of FATF, North Korea and Iran. With reference to Dewas Antrix deal, consider the following statements. It was signed between the 2 entities in 2010 and annulled after 1 year on the grounds of pittance. Pittance meaning the value of some object to be given at a lesser value. The deal's primary focus was on communication satellite. We have to select the correct statement. First is incorrect because the signature for this deal was in 2005, not 2010. And it was annulled after 6 years. So, first is incorrect, second is correct, option B is the correct answer. The deal of Dewas Antrix is at the heart of a global legal tussle between the Indian government and foreign investors in Dewas. This deal was signed as an agreement for the lease of space segment capacity on ISRO Antrix S-band spacecraft by Dewas Multimedia Private Limited on January 28, 2005. Dewas was incorporated in Bengaluru in December 2004 by 2 former ISRO employees. Under the deal, ISRO would lease to Dewas 2 communication satellites, GSAT-6 and 6A, for 12 years for Rs 167 crore. It went smoothly for 6 years and was annulled by the UPA government. In 2011, the government's decision was taken upon allegations that the Dewas deal involved the handing over of communication spectrum valued at Rs 2 lakh crore for pittance. Consider the following statements with respect to vaccine mandate. There are no vaccine mandates in the US, a country with one of the highest resistance to vaccines. States in the US have no legal and constitutional authority to require that people who live in the state be vaccinated. We have to select the correct statement. Second is definitely not correct. First is correct, option A is the correct answer. The WHO has said that it warns against vaccine mandates unless all other options have been exhausted. In US, there are no vaccine mandates. It is a country with one of the highest resistance to vaccines, also called anti-vaxxers. According to an article published by John Hopkins, Bloomberg School of Public Health, the states in the US have the legal and constitutional authority to require that the people who live in the state be vaccinated or to introduce a vaccine mandate. Moving on, There has been an alleged drone attack in Abu Dhabi. Consider the following statements with respect to UAE. It shares its land borders with Oman and Saudi Arabia and maritime borders with Qatar only. It is located at the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula. We have to select the correct statement. Second is correct, first is not correct, because although it shares a land border with Oman and Saudi Arabia, but maritime with Qatar and Iran also. So option B is the correct answer. The suspected drone attack on 3 petroleum tankers in Abu Dhabi, the capital of UAE, left 3 persons, 2 Indians and a Pakistani national dead. The UAE, or the Emirates, is a country in Western Asia. It is located at the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula, sharing land borders with Oman and Saudi Arabia. It has maritime borders in Persian Gulf with Qatar and Iran. Abu Dhabi is the nation's capital, while Dubai is the most populous city. It is an international hub. Look at Abu Dhabi here on the map. Moving on. The give and take formula recently seen in the news is related to which of the following states? It is related to the state of Assam and Meghalaya. The decades-old border dispute between Assam and Meghalaya could be resolved using a formula of give and take between the two neighboring northeastern states. Efforts are underway to finalize some deal soon, preferably before January 21st when Meghalaya celebrates its 50th statehood day. Assam and Meghalaya share a border of 885 km, and as of now there are 12 flashpoints of dispute, which includes the given areas of the Upper Tarabari, Gazang Reserve Forest, Hahim, Langpi. So you can see important national and reserve forests on the map for better understanding. With respect to National Disaster Response Force, consider the following statements. At present, NDRF consists of 15 battalions from the BSF, CISF, CRPF, ITBP, SSB and Assam Rifles. Atul Karwal is the current Director General of NDRF. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Prime Minister has greeted the NDRF force, the NDRF basically, on their raising day. The Disaster Management Act has statutory provisions for the constitution of NDRF. It serves the purpose of specialized response to natural and man-made disasters, and accordingly in 2006 it was constituted with 8 battalions. Presently it has 15 battalions. NDRF was made a dedicated force for disaster response related duties under the unified command of DG NDRF in 2008, and Atul Karwal is the current Director General of NDRF. Moving on to the practice question. Consider the following statements. Freedom of press is not expressly protected by the Indian legal system. The Windhoek Declaration is a benchmark for ensuring press freedom around the world. We have to select the correct statement. So I hope you'll be answering it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.